The University of Detroit Mercy presents another brand new episode of Ask the Professor, the radio show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. Today's program was recorded using Zoom video conferencing technology.
The University Tower chimes, bringing another session of Ask the Professor, the show on which you match wits with University of Detroit Mercy professors in an unrehearsed session of questions and answers. I'm your host, Matt Mayo, and let me introduce to you our panel for today. All the panels have rearranged, so who knows who's going first? But this time, it's Dan Maggio.
Oh, wow. Hey,
Dan.
I mean, you could also consider it last and then building up to first, but I'll take first. I'm at.
The first shall be last, Dan, and the last shall be first.
Yes, namaste.
What's been going on lately, Dano?
Not much, just busy. It's October, so breaking out the Halloween decorations, I think, this weekend.
Oh,
And,
so
Well, that's a big surprise to Matt.
I think that I
Yeah.
missed you today, which means you saw Jane's Halloween decoration.
I was in the office. I was chatting and catching up with Jane, and I think you were busy with chairman duties, chatting with Liz, maybe. Or who was in Liz's office now?
That's Mara.
Oh, yes. I think you were just chatting in there. I thought I heard you, and then I visited with Jane, and then I went over to the bookstore. You know, I noticed that they carved out a place for a credit union in the side of the.
Yeah.
What was in there before?
There was nothing there. Dan, are you ready for this?
No, because I'm really curious. Like all my years there, what was in there?
I don't think there was anything there. They knocked that wall down to build that. They
Yes.
were supposed to open the Monday after spring break 2020.
Well, and then so much for that.
I was hoping for some secret chemistry lab or something like that. That would have been neater. So,
That would have been nice, but yeah,
They used to have-
or
they
Matt, we could start that rumor.
we could absolutely.
They used to have one in the old days in, I think, that same space. A credit
They
union
used-
one branch.
They used to have no. That was in the
Oh, it was
student
over in
union
the
building
Student
Yeah.
Union
Right.
building next
In
to
the
Steve
lobby.
Affairs.
across from the bookstore.
Right.
Yeah.
Now it's
right.
next to the bursar's office or something.
Now it's on the facing wall towards the fountain. On the
Oh.
outside part of the new student union,
Hmm.
but it's old, if that makes any sense. Someone who definitely is in Liz Roberts Kirchhoff's old office, but we call it Mara's office now. It's Mara Livesey.
Hello, it's now my office.
And how are your kiddies doing today?
Oh, they're doing great. They really love it on Thursdays when I work from home the entire day.
Do they actually give you some sort of outward like understanding of the fact they know that you're going to be there that day?
I don't think they know that I'm here on Thursdays, but on Thursdays, they normally would just like be doing their own things, but on Thursdays they make a special effort to be with me basically all day.
Oh, that's nice.
Little
It is.
cuddle bugs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Don't be fooled. They're cats.
Yes.
I don't know what that means.
Don't
There's,
be
There-
fake,
there's
man.
an ulterior motive, I'm sure.
It means when they snuggle up with you, it's because they're secretly plotting to kill you.
Yes.
They're tenderizing you. Tenderizing.
Exactly.
That's all right.
Exactly.
It's all right. I can accept that.
And someone who knows a lot about her cats plotting to kill her, it's Beth Oldjar.
Indeed. They have not yet succeeded, however.
Do they ever have their little paws sort of together, like evil plans like that?
No, not really. I mean, when Mia's having an evil plan, she just sticks her claws in you. So,
That gets the point across quite quickly.
yes. Or the furniture or whatever, her scratching post. She's not particular.
Right, exactly. Whatever's in front of her at that moment,
Everything
right?
is a scratching post. Yeah.
Oh my, Professor Stephen Manning is here with us too.
Good afternoon.
What's going on, Stephen?
I think I just heard our animal, our family pet bark, meaning he wants something.
Uh-huh.
I
He
think I
has
heard
his
that too.
cone off, though. I'm so happy for him.
Yes, he got the cone on. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I better, she's going to attend to him. Okay.
Somebody will.
Yeah, so he's sort of back to normal after he was in on Tuesday, I think, and he's kind of back to normal. We have to revise his whole diet, apparently. This condition was brought on by this is particular with this breed, these Arctic animals, they don't absorb the zinc that they take in.
Huh.
So we have to make sure that the zinc he takes in stays in his body, is absorbed in his body. And what that typically means is raw food, raw meat, and raw chicken.
So you're bringing in more whale blubber, right, Stephen?
Yeah, that would be great. Whale blubber, anything, but it's got to be raw because in the raw form, it absorbs into the body more. And we've got some supplements, and we have to seek out now and most vets, including ours, admittedly, has no idea what this condition is, has never seen it before.
Sure.
So we're looking for a specialist in this breed of dog that can help us. How much raw chicken do we actually give him, right? Because the other part of this is zinc is toxic in too much.
I see. Large doses.
So, you got to figure out exactly how much you got to give him.
Oh my God.
Well, I'm relieved to hear it's not the neighbors that you're feeding him.
Yeah, not the neighbors. So that's been our life recently.
Of course.
Ay,
And
ay, ay.
fresh back from taking care of your pooch is Heather Hill.
Hey, what's up?
Well, what was the issue? We have to know.
Oh, he
The
just had to-
whale blubber.
What? He just
Whale
had to-
blubber.
he just had to go out
Oh,
Okay.
nature was
and
calling.
do his business.
He went out with a harpoon.
Yeah. Well, he also chased a squirrel for a minute. So
Oh, fun. Great fun.
yes, it is fun.
It's an
You have an
eternal
enclosed
road.
backyard.
We do now. We do. Yes.
Now we do, yes.
Yes. So
Nice.
he seems much happier since he started eating raw meat.
That's what Stephen was telling us
Yeah.
about the legend of the zinc.
The zinc
We're,
deficiency.
we're of course resigned to eating grilled cheese sandwiches 5 nights a week.
Right, right, exactly.
Eating a lot better than we are.
All
Government
the raw
surplus
meat goes to
cheese
the
at that,
pooch.
right? So
I
And,
think
and,
that's
and,
true of
and
many pet owners.
a variety of tinned foods.
Mhm.
Here he is now.
Jim Tubbs is also here with us today.
Yeah, I was going to suggest there's always spam.
Mm.
I'll have
Tasty.
your spam, dear. I love it.
I don't like spam.
I can't tell you the last time that I've had it, but I know I've had it.
The
It's
preferred
actually
meat
really
for Hawaiian.
delicious.
Yeah.
it is.
Okay.
It is.
Can't help but think of it when you're at your favorite grocery concern and you see the sign hanging from the ceiling, canned meat. I'm like, I know what's in that section.
That's right.
Oh, my dad used to love that Underwood deviled ham. He still
Oh.
does.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little better than spam. but-
And he likes spam too.
It's not everybody's bag of tricks, but that's okay.
Not everybody's cup of potted meat.
That's right.
Potted meat byproduct.
Ham shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
And that ham shoulder is Dave Chow, our last panelist to be introduced for today.
Pleasure to be here, as always. So,
Excellent. Glad to have you, ham shoulder.
I was gonna say, and he's a ham shoulder, apparently.
it's a good one. It still works.
Didn't know
Still
that.
rotates. So
I'll tell you what, folks, this is a program. You can send us questions regarding anything. If you stump the panel, you win a prize. If you don't stump the panel, you win a prize. You can send us questions in a number of ways. You can email us at atp@udmercy.edu. Find us on Facebook or Instagram, or listen on your favorite smart speaker by asking it to play Ask the Professor at University of Detroit Mercy. It's been a while, but we have been favored with a nice, solid, chunky, delicious set of questions by our old friend and longtime question sender, Kimberly Richards of Van Nuys, California. And I think these are kind of all over the map. Kimberly always does a fantastic job of giving us background on the correct responses to these. So let's see what we can do with them. What was the first human-made object that could break the sound barrier?
A whip?
Yeah, a whip is what it says here, the bull whip in particular. The tip of the whip breaks the sound barrier and causes a sharp crack, which is literally a sonic boom. The sound barrier is a popular term for the sudden increase in aerodynamic drag and other effects experienced by aircraft and other objects when they approach supersonic speed. When aircraft first began to reach close to supersonic speed, these effects were seen as constituting a barrier, making supersonic speed very difficult or dun dun dun, possibly impossible. Very cool. Let's see. In dry air at 68 degrees Fahrenheit, the sound barrier is reached when an object moves 767 miles per hour. That is fast.
Or like when you call Mara's name out when you volunteer her for something. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
That spin move was still amazing. That was just unreal.
Professors, which state in the Great Union that we have here passed the first law for a Labor Day?
Ooh, well, it's 1 out of 50 chance.
Oregon, Washington.
It was Oregon was number one, baby.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Nice.
That
Typical.
physician-assisted suicide, right? And legalizing all drugs.
Wait a second. Mara's response is typical.
Yeah.
What year? What year was it?
Oh,
After 1859, because that's when Oregon was admitted to the Union. So
that's a good
is-
start.
You affect your world positively. Yes, that was 1887, which is definitely after 1859. By 1894, we had reached about 50% participation by the states in the Union. So just about 7 years later, you were good to go. It says here, just real quick, right after Oregon, almost exactly after Oregon, same year, but Oregon was first, Colorado, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey. So
It was the hip thing to do.
well, the weather's good in Oregon at Labor Day, typically.
that's always a
But, you
good
know,
thing.
If it wasn't raining, you want a holiday.
Mhm. I'm looking pretty strongly here in a Jim Tubbs kind of direction because I bet that he has floated down the question this time, which is, what's the longest river in Europe?
Geez, I don't know, the
Danube.
Rhine?
That's not what it says here.
Daniel,
Tagus?
Elbe?
Nope.
Danube is pretty long. Let me think.
It says this river is 2,300 miles long. That is a long river.
That's a
Whoa,
long cruise, Jim.
like going
Yeah,
through
that would be.
Volga.
the Union.
Ah, there we go. It's the Volga in Russia. Super utterly technically Europe, but it is the longest river in Russia and the longest river in Europe. Yes.
Stalingrad was on the Volga River.
The Volga. Also, the largest reservoir in the world is associated with the Volga. I can tell you where we don't have the world's largest reservoir anymore, and that's at the Hoover Dam, since
Right. Lake
half of the
Mead
water is
kind of
gone.
shriveling up.
And I used to joke when I first started teaching that I was scared to death that somehow reps or senators from the Southwest were going to become super powerful and just build a pipeline from Lake Michigan all the way down to
And drain us silly.
Phoenix. And now I feel like, oh my gosh, we're closer than ever before.
The water wars are coming.
Mhm. What U.S. city has the most restaurants per capita, at least 2019 pre-COVID?
New York City.
New York City.
Royal Oak. Oh,
Chicago.
None of these that you have said.
New
oh.
Orleans.
Francisco?
Yeah, I was gonna say New Orleans, Los Angeles.
There we go. I actually heard it. San Francisco. I think it was
Oh,
Heather.
oh,
San
oh,
Okay,
Francisco.
all right.
Huh.
It wasn't going to be
Um,
Clausen.
Yep. Adjusted for households, it said it's number one. Not only did San Francisco come out as number one with the most restaurants per capita, no other city was even in their league They have 39.3 restaurants for every 10,000 households. San Francisco has nearly 50% more relative restaurants than the second place, which is Fairfield County, Connecticut. New York City doesn't even chart until number 4.
Man, we're talking food again?
I know. Sorry. I'm trying to go as quickly as possible to the next question. What was the original name for the United States of America before Congress renamed it on the 9th of September, 1776?
Oh,
Not Britain.
Yeah, Britain Light.
Something with Confederation in it?
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't say that. It
The
actually
West
doesn't say that.
UK.
Had Articles of Confederation, so that
Yeah.
would have made
yeah,
sense.
it was,
It says there was a resolution by Richard Henry Lee presented to Congress on June 7th and approved July 2nd, 1776, and basically became official on September 9th. We are not going to be, I mean, this much I can give you. We won't be the blank of America anymore. We will be the United States of America.
Kingdom.
Colonies.
Don't think too hard. Yeah, Dave got it. It's the United Colonies of America was the first name of our country. And
I
that
was gonna
makes
say,
sense.
yeah, like Vespucci Land or something like that. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we were,
Amerigo.
so it makes sense.
Yep.
Mhm.
What U.S. city was named for a British prime minister?
oh,
Silence.
Chamberlain, Churchill,
Pittsville?
Attlee.
Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
William Pitt.
a combination
Pittsburgh?
of Beth and Jim. It's Pittsburgh, named after Pitt the Elder. Yes. Can't let it slip by. It's one of my favorite Simpsons bits of all time. The the drunks are in the bar arguing over who the greatest British prime minister. The one guy's yelling Lord Palmerston, the other guy's yelling Pitt the Elder. I'm sorry, it's just classic sort of stuff. Yeah. So,
classic bar talk.
Pittsburgh was named in 1758 by General John Forbes in honor of William Pitt. Formerly, by the way, because we know there is a relatively small Catholic university there, Duquesne. Pittsburgh's original name was Fort Duquesne when it started. The
We have a
earliest known
faculty
reference to the new name of the settlement is in a letter from Forbes to Pitt the Elder, dated 17 November 1758, notifying Pitt had been given this his name to the place. And it was also originally referred to as Pittsboro instead of Pittsburgh.
We have a faculty member who got his doctorate at Duquesne.
That's right. That's exactly right. What is the longest living mammal on Earth?
It's got to be a whale.
It is a whale, so we're already at partial credit. Do you know what kind of whale?
Blue whale?
Blue.
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 Beluga.
No.
Sperm whale?
Killer.
Nope.
Great white.
Finback,
Whale.
humpback, minke whale, dolphin.
Orca.
Oh boy. What
This is a
other kind of whales?
wonderful little bit of historic knowledge, and I cannot wait to bestow it on
Okay, hold
my
on.
wife and family when I get home. So they're called bowhead whales.
Bowhead
They got
whales.
that name
Gotcha.
very specifically. Some bowhead whales in the modern era have been found with the tips of ivory spears in their flesh, and when they were carbon dated, the spear tips were over 200 years old from ancient whalers. The oldest currently living bowhead whale is at least 211 years old. That's incredible.
Probably still gets AARP cards sent to them all the time. So
And when they pulled the tip of the spear out, there were words on it that said, We've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty. You all know we're building a house, and that was the suggestion from my 13-year-old son. Can we just get a Sharpie and write on the floor, we've been trying to reach you about your car's extended warranty? So like 100 years from now, when someone takes the house over, that's what they find. I'm like,
now is the time to start graffitiing up inside the walls, Matt. So I mean,
oh yeah.
Not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, this is a good one. The song, which many people know, they're the Sharpies. The song America the Beautiful was inspired by a trip to what very famous American landmark?
Grand Canyon.
Dollywood. Oh,
Yellowstone?
Wasn't Grand Canyon, wasn't Dollywood, wasn't
Mount
Yellowstone.
Mount Rushmore,
No, but I'll
Mara's
tell you
front
what,
yard.
it was a mountain, Heather.
Mount Washington, Mount
Rainier.
Mount Clemens.
Baker, McKinley.
Mount St. Helen.
Pikes Peak?
Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak,
Oh,
yes.
okay.
It's the highest summit on the southern front range of the Rocky Mountains. Named in honor of Zebulon Pike, who was unable to reach the summit, by the way. And if I'm remembering correctly, I need some help. We're not calling it Pikes Peak anymore. It has its original indigenous name as its official name at this point.
Cool.
In July 1893, Catherine Lee Bates saw Pikes Peak and, having admired the view from the top, wrote the words as a poem that she called Pikes Peak.
Oh.
Yep. First published July 4th, 1895 in a church periodical. I love it. I love it. The plaque commemorating the words to the song are also on the summit. That's kind of cool.
And how many other Zebulons do we know?
Oh my gosh. Zebulon is such a cool name. Like, I couldn't even wait to say it.
So,
I have a Zebulon in my past.
really?
I mean, like
Wow.
ancestor.
Oh,
That's
Oh.
cool.
I'm talking current. Like somebody's, come on, Matt. Do
Hey,
you guys need a
my
fourth?
firstborn.
There you go.
You heard it here. It's official.
Awesome.
Firstborn Zebulon.
America is a beautiful country. I mean, for one thing, just think of all the different sort of,
Climates.
Geographies.
climates and regions, and
Mhm.
we got mountains, we got oceans, we've got, I mean, literally, right? This
Deserts.
huge landmass, yeah.
Yeah. Ooh, this is another fun one. I feel like we've had this one before, but it's always good to do a quick update. Throughout most of history, the Academy Award Oscar statuette has been crafted out of a cheap alloy and plated with 24-karat gold. But for a 3-year timetable during World War II, Oscars were made of no metal at all, but rather
Wood or plaster?
it was plaster. Yeah, they were
Wow.
painted plaster for 3 years.
Hmm.
For the record, following the war, thank you so much, Kimberly. This is so great. Oscar winners could swap their plaster statuettes for the gold-plated versions. Yes. Let's see. Since 2016, Oscars, about 40 of them cast every year by a foundry in the Hudson Valley, have been made of gold-plated bronze. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences gave out the first statuette in 1929. Back then, it was referred to only as the Academy Award of Merit. I think we know the story that one of the helpers said, "That kind of looks like my Uncle Oscar." And boy, oh boy, has a nickname ever caught on faster. What is the only planet that is not named after, be careful, a Roman god or goddess?
Earth? Pluto?
It's Earth.
Earth.
Yeah.
Earth, yeah.
Mhm.
Or
For example, Saturn is named after the god of agriculture. Venus was the god of love. Neptune, of course, was the god of the sea, etc. But Earth is a different etymology.
And Romulus and Vulcan and all those others.
Right, exactly.
although, as they call it in Lilo and Stitch, Earth.
So
That's a great movie.
what is Uranus? Is that the god of?
He was the grandfather of the universe. That's sort of the co-etymology there. Yeah. He was like, if Jupiter is Zeus, right? He was like Zeus's dad.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
And was Pluto his dog?
Absolutely.
Okay, just checking. Okay, thanks.
Row.
For two different sets of Greek gods.
That wasn't on the dog list.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Well, there's also two
Yeah.
sets of dogs. What's the difference between Pluto and Goofy? I mean,
Mhm.
so
This is kind of interesting. Oh my, two numbers here. How many moons does Saturn have discovered as of 2020?
ooh.
And how many of them have been named? They are not the same number.
Say
60 over
12,
16.
15.
No, I think there's a lot more. It's like 47 or something like that.
Maybe I'm thinking
Really?
of Saturn.
I thought
Yeah.
Jupiter had the most.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
19 are
I
named.
think Jupiter's were in the 40.
One of my favorite bits of trivia when I was growing up, we knew because there are certain planetoids as part of the rings that are big enough to essentially qualify as moons,
Oh,
that
I
Saturn
see. Yeah.
always has had the greatest number of moons. It's just a
Oh.
matter of how many we plan to name. As of right now, there are 62 planetoids that are moons, and
Right.
only 53 have been named, including such fantastic names as Albiorix, Farbauti, Fenrir. That one's close to my heart right there. Narvi, Scatty, of course, Titan, and Ymir.
Who's getting to
So,
name these? Who gets named?
no, it's gonna be like naming stadiums. That's all.
I said 60. I'm claiming credit for this.
Yeah,
one.
you get it.
Good.
You get it for sure.
Very
Yeah,
good.
I didn't tell you that one of them is named Helene, brought to you by SoFi Insurance. Right. You know, exactly.
I'm waiting for the Jim Tubbs or something like that.
Oh,
Exactly.
Maybe we can name one for us. We could name it
Mm.
ATP.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. That sounds like a great idea. How long is the gestation period for a dog?
Anybody got a pregnant dog?
7 months.
4 months.
3 months.
6 weeks.
You all are so all over the map. And there's only been one of you that's even slightly close.
Which
5
one?
months.
10
It's-
weeks. 10 weeks.
I'm giving it to Heather. It says here it's 9 weeks.
Whoa.
And what's interesting about the range of the different, breeds of dogs is that the absolute error bars are only 56 to 66 days, no matter how large the dog is. It's very discreet. Pretty interesting.
I was listening to the very end of a radio lab today, and they're talking about an octopus that has a 4-year gestational period.
Wow.
Man, I don't even want to
Bonkers.
know what the morning sickness must be like for that poor thing. Good
Yeesh.
Lord.
Hmm.
Yeesh.
What does a pregnant octopus crave?
Pickles and ice cream?
Shark.
Pickles and ice cream.
Oh boy.
Let's see here. A little
Comfort
sp-
food. Pasta. Oh, sorry. Had to go down
Again,
that
get
route.
away from the food.
Sorry.
What major league pitcher won the most Cy Youngs?
Cal Ripken Jr.
Mm-mm.
Cy Young? Oh,
No, Nolan Ryan. Pedro Martinez.
the reliever, New York Yankees. What's his face?
Mario Rivera? Mario
Yeah.
Rivera?
No, it doesn't say that. This person has won 7. I can run the rest of the list to sort of, fill it out. Next in line is Randy Johnson with 5. Let's see.
I remember when he played for the
Sandy
Mariners
Koufax?
for a while.
There's been several people who've won 2, and in 55 years, only 16 pitchers have won it basically more than once. I mean, that's kind of a big deal. No, it says here, I sigh for those baseball fans. It says Roger Clemens has won the
Oh,
most Cy Young. Yeah.
He said Roger Clemens.
We're-
I didn't think it was him.
I'm embarrassed.
Me too. He won 5?
He won 7, Stephen. 7.
Ooh.
Wow.
Where
Alright.
basically the average is 1, depending on the way you look at it, right? So
Your turn, Stephen.
it's the award given to the best pitcher of the year for both the American League and or the National League. And since next week is what am I thinking here? Wild card week for Major League Baseball. I'm going to be glued to my television. That's all I'm going to say. Can't wait. Just a couple more questions here before we're going to have to say goodbye. What was the name of the ship that took Charles Darwin on his voyage to the Galapagos?
HMS Beagle.
Eagle.
beagle. Absolutely.
A platonic
Absolutely.
form of a dog,
Mhm.
in my humble opinion.
It
More
may, if
doggy
it hadn't
question.
been for his work, it may not have been remembered at all. That is absolutely right.
More doggy questions.
You want more dog questions?
Oh dear
Well, we
Lord.
just had one. Beagle.
We did, absolutely.
Our show's going to the dogs.
Last but certainly not least for today, which country was it that produced the first adhesive postage stamp in 1840?
Britain.
France.
It was actually Britain. It was the
Britain, I
UK.
would think, yeah.
Kind of a big deal, of course. Not just for postage, right? The original plan was to do things by way of taxation and demarcation, things like that.
So what did they
Um,
do before postage stamps? Was it
It's a good question. It's a very good question. Yep.
They were still in their empire days, so kind of makes sense that they would have been first in that area.
so it
According-
would just been like wax stamps or something like that? Or just
Right.
Or maybe you paid and they just stamped it at the post office.
According to historical record, Kimberly tells us, prior to 1839, the average number of letters sent was 76 million in the British Empire.
Ooh,
By the time you hit 1850, and you basically made the post accessible to everyone for pennies on the dollar, pennies on the pound, over 350 million letters were circulating 10 years later.
Wow.
Our postal service has actually always been hugely popular with the public
Yep.
It's true.
until
It's
we
true.
decided to appoint that idiot, the head of it, DeJoy, and made them fund their pension 75 years out, which happened quite a while ago, which is why they've been why the post office has been struggling so much. But geez, it's in the freaking Constitution.
No,
We're
seriously.
gonna have one.
Yeah. It's one of those oddities of our government that we have this unbelievably important thing. And then the latest headline is, one more day of the week is going to get dropped.
Yeah.
It's going to take you even longer. And we all have that story from last year where my parents in Berkeley mailed a Christmas card to my in-laws in Royal Oak, 0.41 miles away, and it did not arrive until February 15th.
Oh my.
And stuff
Wow.
like that is all over the place
Yeah.
right now, all over the place.
well, at least that was just a Christmas card. I mean, I can't even imagine the people's medicine and
Oh, yeah.
Right. This
Yeah,
is
like-
just
still
being-
rural
Yeah.
areas
Yeah.
to not
I'm showing
have-
my privilege. I just think that it's incredible. It's like it
Mhm.
literally would have taken less overall energy and time
to walk it over.
Drive it
Yeah.
over.
walk it
Walk
Yeah.
across
Yes.
Woodward.
I mean, like right now, I mean, not mean to claim like first world issues, but I've got a weed whacker. I'm missing, we order replacement parts. It's not going to get here till middle of November.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
And by the
I'm not
way,
gonna be able-
please
yeah.
don't order furniture. It will scare the pants off of you. Things are backed up over 2 years right now. It's
Furniture?
Incredible.
So when you guys move in, do you guys need some more milk crates or something like that, man? I mean,
I'm telling you, we're doing pallets and milk crates and upside down buckets, and that's a great place to
But
sit. right?
rich people and corporations will not have to pay higher taxes.
Absolutely
So there's
not.
that.
That's
Absolutely
the
not.
important
We
point.
get to have nice things in America.
Yes.
get your litter
Folks.
boxes now, you cat owners.
We're a little bit over, but I know that all the good stuff at the end will be kept in post. But the time has come for us to say goodbye, Dave,
See ya.
Jim,
Goodbye.
Heather,
Bye-bye.
Stephen,
Bye. Have a good weekend.
Beth,
Goodbye.
Mara,
See ya.
Dan.
Goodbye.
And now these words from University of Detroit Mercy. Ask the Professor is transcribed in, all of our homes, but usually it's in the Briggs Building in the Department of Communication Studies in the College of Liberal Arts and Education at University of Detroit Mercy's McNichols campus. Ask the Professor is produced and technically directed by Michael Jason and Brian Masonville, and our executive producer is Professor Jason Roach. Until next week, I'm your host, Matt Mayo.